Hello everyone, this is Cheryl Jacobs. I just wanted to share with you my Tony Robbins Date with Destiny experience. And my journey actually started with Tony Robbins about 3 years ago. I broke up from a toxic relationship, and a friend of mine had sent me a Tony Robbins video, and I honestly didn't even watch the whole thing. I was like, it's pretty, it's pretty inspirational. And I didn't really pay much mind to it. But about a year later, he was appearing in Newark at the Prudential Center at an event called UPW, which is short for Unleash the Power Within. And so I attended this event, and it was life-changing with me. When I came back from this event, I just started working on myself and my business, and I grew my kids' company 160%. And the following year, after attending Business Mastery in January, I grew my company another 1,000% by selling my first franchise this past year. And at Business Mastery, I also started my first EliteFlightClub, which is a private jet charter company, which we have now over 17,000 planes internationally and 4 brokers booking flights. And we are doing an upcoming event here in New York City at the Mr. C's, which is short for Cipriani's restaurant, which is known all over the world. And we're doing a grand opening with them down there and coming up here in mid to late February. So I'll let you all guys all know about that one, exact details. And then after that, I went to Business Mastery 2. And by that time I had grown my kids' company and launched my flight club. And it was, the people that you meet there is just so amazing. And it's just, you meet like-minded people, and you're in a room with over 5,000 people, and it's just from 86 different countries, and it's something that everybody is just so opening and so supportive of everyone. And then my following event that I went to was Date with Destiny, which I just recently came back from them, and I wanted to share my experience with you with them. On the first day of registration, there was over 5,000 people from 86 different countries. And we learned on the first day the forces that kind of shape your life. And they are certainty, significance, variety, growth and contribution, and love. And going into this event, being a business owner, I was always certainty and significance. That was always everything that drove me. And coming out of this event, I was more love and contribution. I had realized that to achieve happiness in my life, that's where I need to focus on, is more on love and contribution. And I started doing, as soon as I came back, I started doing children's events at children's hospitals and orphanages all over New York and New Jersey, and giving them inspirational speeches and telling them and bringing them characters and face painting and all those kind of things with the characters. So it's really been a good thing for me. And then the next day, we've kind of learned about the triad, and that's where you put your focus on in your life, and everything that kind of shapes you, and where focus goes, where energy goes is where focus flows. And I probably said that wrong, but it's where focus goes is where energy flows. So if you focus on something positive and things that you're grateful for, there's no room for negativity. Just focus on that, and your energy will go there as well. The next thing that we kind of learned was, what is our primary question? And this is what shapes your everyday life. And this is what, if you don't follow this question, then it's going to bring pain into your life. And my personal primary question going into Date with Destiny was that my mother always told me, that you never need anybody to count on yourself. You don't need a man to fulfill your life. So I always had this wall up, and I was never really letting anyone in. And I realized that it was causing a lot of pain and mentally, physically, my back. I was having a lot of back pains. And I realized this when I let that go at the event, that I didn't have any more back pain. And I didn't have any more back pain when I came home. And I really realized that allowing empathy towards other and allowing love and giving love and receiving love from others has really been life-changing for my business relationships, my personal relationships, my friends, my family, and just to really have empathy towards others and allow love in and give love. And once you give it, and you'll receive it. Not always, but most of the time, there's a lot of good people out there, and you will. And then we started talking about relationship stressors, things that cause problems in your relationship. And then one of them is like a loss of attraction, when you start to have a loss of attraction for someone. And then he said that the only difference between a friendship and an intimate relationship is intimacy. And then we also talked about how there's other stressors too, like if somebody does something to you that if you don't agree with, and then you start to stonewall them, and you start to have resentment for them, and then then turns into toxicity, and then you start to feel a feeling of helplessness. And a way to kind of have a good relationship is really to understand the difference between masculine and feminine energy. And feminine energy is that women need attention all the time. They need reassurance all the time. And if you're going to be there with a woman, she needs true presence. So everybody's mind's going all over the place, but when you're with a woman, she needs you to be truly present for it to work. And with masculine energy, they need admiration and appreciation. They need fun and laughter. And the biggest thing that guys need is freedom. No guy likes to feel like they're held down or told what to do all the time. You need to give them freedom to express who they really are and to be themselves if it's ever going to work. And a lot of things that we did to kind of get yourself into these was incantations. And we would always tell, we lined up 5,000 plus people, and we marched around this pond at Date with Destiny. And incantations is something like, all I need is within me now, or I am love and love is all around me, and kept telling these things over and over and over, and chanting these over and over and over. And if you tell these things into yourself, say these things every single day, your incantations, your brain starts to get rewired to start really believing these, and you start being that person. So then comes our values and rules. So what is your top priorities? What are your values? What do you value most to have a happy life? That's what it all comes down to, is to live your life fulfilling and happy and successful. Mine personally was exercise. Like I enjoy working out anytime that I'm working out, or anytime I'm eating right, or I'm with my trainer. Another thing is playfulness. Like I have to be more playful. I have to not tell anytime that I tell jokes, or anytime I'm not taking life too seriously. I love anytime I'm empathetic towards others, and I allow love into my life. And when I'm with my children or my grandchildren or my father, or if I have successful kids parties and I can see the happiness and the joy that's really overcoming with these children, that brings a lot of love into my life. And then I have a sense of achievement. Anytime that I go to these Tony Robbins events or Gary Vee, or I'm doing some online training, or building some webinars, or I'm doing reading or things like that, that's my sense of achievement. So the final thing is, what is your mission in life? It has to have to be into it, like I want to be, or it has to include others, and it has to bring happiness into your life every day. So my mission statement after this event is to always live in a beautiful state, to always allow life, love, and happiness and laughter, and to bring enlightenment to myself and to others. I'm Cheryl Jacobs, and I hope you enjoyed this little insight of my experience with Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny.